Good idea.
That's actually like a sneak attack or something.
Yeah, yeah. So I think overall, I think it's feeling pretty good. I think you can probably snap this timing a little bit here.
Yeah.
In the beginning, like probably that leap. Let's see. This is pretty good up here. It may just be on the way down. You might be able to get in there a little bit
Yeah,
quicker.
he is a bit slow.
You could probably get that down here a little bit quicker.
Okay.
Maybe 1 or 2 frames a little bit faster, I think. Yeah, you might be able to go, like, maybe even get rid of this one here and go directly into face planting them right down. It'd kind of be pretty good. I don't know, I think maybe either from this one or lose this one and go into this one.
Okay.
So try to play around with that, see what works. First instinct is like, just play around a little bit with how you have his legs here. You can probably work on like this area in his leg. You can probably work with those short-in controllers on his leg. Yeah, you can probably work on that and just try to get what the most appealing pose that the rig is going to let you get. Just work on that.
Okay.
And I think just thinking about your landing here a little bit too. So think about where he's going to distribute that weight right now. Because now it seems that most of his body comes down slightly even together. So just think about as you move forward in your next pass, like where the weight's going to get distributed. So if he's coming down with this, is this going to stay down here a little bit and then have the upper body raise up? And when is that upper body going to start to rotate this way to bring his legs in to catch the rest of the weight?
Okay.
Even if I'm coming down on the weight here, like, can you see me all right?
Yeah, we see you.
So even here, like you can see my hips are kind of rotated in a little bit because as I'm coming down like this, I'm gonna need to catch the rest of that weight and where these legs are gonna go as I kind of come down in there,
Okay.
So just think about how you're gonna kind of break that motion up, where the upper torso here is gonna catch the weight here, and then how the back legs is gonna catch the rest of his body weight. So what you're doing up here on the top, like with this, like he feels super top heavy, which if that's what you're going for, that's what I like about it. That's what I like about the reference, is that you're interpreting where his weight, where he's kind of carrying his weight, and where all that force and that mass is. So make sure that you don't lose that in your animation. Try to really get that. And how you'll get that, especially just on an idle or something quick like that, is like with shoulders. Working the shoulders in with what the chest is doing, kind of offsetting the shoulders from what the chest is doing, and start to get a nice rhythm in there. I mean, this would be a good idle for you too. So if you want to practice on that, I mean, that would be great. But I love
exactly why I did it that way. So.
Yeah. So I like that, and you're interpreting that, him carrying his weight up there. So you make sure you try to keep that feeling as you go into, your animation. And then make sure that you get your force in the roar. I really want to feel that force. And that's what I was just talking with Andrea about, is that transition from here to back here. That should be like super fast and forceful. And when you come through here, you may need to push this. So if you're feeling that you're not getting enough force out of him this way, like think about pushing this pose. So the upper torso's here, and pushing the lower torso's here. The upper torso more over this leg. So that way it'll kind of come up like this. You'll get like a slight puff in the chest a little bit. You may get a slight puff in his chest, something like that. Arch that back a little bit, and then this leg will just take a little bit more of that weight. But what that does is kind of distribute that weight a little bit more too. Kind of pushes that pose a little bit and distributes that weight a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
just slightly pushes that pose and just adds a little bit more force into there. It's hard for us to do it in reference video, but think about that kind of as you move forward with it. I'll just point out some mechanic stuff, and then I don't want to, I think that you covered a bit of it too. I don't want to harp on things that that you need to fix either. So I'll throw a few things out there. You might be able to lift that foot up a little bit, that front foot.
Okay.
Either lift it up slightly, up in this here, or you could probably pull it back a little bit so he takes like just the tiniest little step forward,
okay.
And that'll help unanchor that foot down there. So if you're coming back with this arm and you're going to go forward with it, make sure that you're communicating that in the chest too. So if you come back like this, make sure if this is going to be the leading force one, you kind of communicate that it comes here and then comes forward. It slightly stays in this the same position. So
I got it.
trying to think about what a good transition would be from here to go. It kind of feels like a lot of work to go this way. And it might be a little bit more effective if he doesn't raise that foot. Like, I think you could probably slide that foot back, and it might work out better for you because he's trying to keep the force on there the entire time as he kind of pulls back. So if he like slides it back instead of like when he's like trying to pull it back, at least he keeps that force kind of on that leg a little bit more.
You mean his left one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, no, this pickup is good. It's this one here.
Yeah.
The upper torso here stays fairly in this position, like it is through this whole move here. So just showing a little bit. It's like, so as it comes over there, he goes up, it bends up, and then it kind of comes back down. But I'd like to see it kind of flow up into that, and then like the force. Something should lead that. So maybe it's like I think it's just the head that's probably throwing me off a little bit.